Hello, 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 YouTube. It is me, the BBK, and welcome back to the Bosses Lounge. Shout out Kiki. Shout out to my bosses. So, hey, you guys, tonight we're going to get into a topic that is not does not have a lot of traction, and the family wants to know why not. Um, this may be a controversial show tonight, so yeah, just be prepared. Let's get into it. All right, all right. Welcome back to the Bosses Lounge. What's going on, Lady K? I'm good, baby. How you been? Happy New Year, my doll. So let's get into what happened to Tioni. And I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. May she rest in peace. And then I'll give you guys, hang on, let me do this. Give you guys a little bit of history. Now, I got this from YouTube, Instagram, and Tioni was a 16-year-old girl who was found dead on the side of the 110 freeway in Los Angeles. Hang on. Yeah, the 110 freeway by the Manchester ramp. This was on January the 8th. It was approximately 8 a.m. when the driver spotted the body and called the authorities. The killer has not yet been caught. According to Fox, who noted their source as the LA County coroner, stated that she died from a single gunshot wound to the neck. Her cousin reports, and she wants to be kept anonymous, so we'll refer to her as the anonymous cousin. She reports whoever was with her has her phone. Her Facebook Messenger says active and people are reading her messages, the anonymous cousin said. Someone declined when I tried the video call. Another one of her cousins, Lakeisha, said, we're not talking about an adult. We're talking about a 16-year-old child. She was thrown on the side of the freeway like trash, and she's a child. Now, the California Highway Patrol is leading the investigation, and Chief Michael Moore was brought in to lend a hand. Her father states that her death doesn't make sense. He said, it just hurt. I feel like I died. It just hurt. You lose everything. I have some more pictures. Now, Lakeisha's dad stated that she loved to dance. She was a great dancer and had a nice future ahead of her. Her future looked bright. I'm not sure if her father has looked at her social media. Now, she doesn't reveal a lot. You know, she dances, she pop locks and drop like the rest of the kids. You know, she is a dancer. However, there is a disturbing video on her YouTube, on her Instagram, where she's holding a gun and she's singing along to a song that's playing as she pointing the gun at the camera. Now, there are other reports that the media reports that state the last time they saw Tioni was when she was leaving to go to a party. She was going to meet a friend from where? The internet. from Instagram, or was it Facebook? I can't remember, but from the internet. So the family's upset because they said nobody's talking about it. Nobody's helping, nobody's looking. It's just hush. And, I got questions. Now, I've looked into a little bit of her background, and they say that, she did fairly well in school, but that she had of late started to hang with a new bunch of kids that her peoples didn't really know nothing about. Now, I don't know if her hanging with a new group of kids made them feel comfortable enough to try a different approach to this talk of going to a party to meet an internet friend. How about you meet the internet friend at a different location first so that the parents can meet him? What's his name? What he look like? What's his driver's license? What's his license plate? Does he live here? You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, you have to be very particular. You have to be looking over your kids' social media. You have to be protective about where you let them go and who you let them leave with. Look at what happened to Kanika Jenkins. And I'm just using her as an example. There are many, many more. But look at what happened. She was amongst friends, real life friends, and I know internet friends. What? So the family want to know what's the deal. So now my questions that I have, since the family didn't ask, I said in the beginning, it's going to be a controversial show, and I'm sorry, I'll apologize in advance. I'm going to piss some people off and hurt some people's feelings, but she did not deserve to die. I would say that. I don't know her. I don't know her family, but no child deserves what this girl got. Now, when you've been across YouTube and you've seen the different sectors and categories and groups of people and what they specialize in and what they get their attention for, you will find people, and I can only speak of those that I found, who are in a sector where they do a lot of fighting and arguing and pull-ups and doxing and talking about kids and all of the things. So when you find different sectors, and I'm not talking about the sector that the people who are probably listening to the replay or listening to the live stream of this video, I'm not talking about the people who they know about, who they listen to every day. There are other groups of people out there that do the same thing. And this particular sector, what's called the beefing sector, has merged with the black sector, and it's a whole new type of beef going over there. But it's other people outside of them that get online and fight and argue and dox and, kill people dogs and set people house on fire and call the police and do all kind of stuff. It's other sectors that do the same. So now, knowing that your child has now started to meet with a new group of kids, did that not raise any flags that you need to know who this person is, or at least who she going to the party with? Hey, Benj, baby, thank you, my love. I appreciate you. At least who she going to the party with. Make sure they know they stick together, whoop, 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 whatever. 16 years old, black, and a female, you don't just let go lolly-die out there like that, but naked. And look, I'm not standing in judgment of nobody, parents, guardians, foster mamas, daddies, granddaddies, aunties, dogs. I'm not standing in judgment of nobody. What I'm saying is I'm asking questions, and obviously there weren't enough questions asked in the beginning to possibly have prevented this situation. And again, I'm not blaming nobody, but we're going to talk about it because it's commentary. Now, since the family is upset because nobody is riding on this case, I got questions about that too. Parents have to be more involved in it. They got to be, not just buy them clothes and up to date. Exactly, Lady K. That's all I'm trying to say, baby. That's all I'm trying to say. You have to take an active stance in your children's lives, not just when they're infants and can't do for themselves, but all the way up to 18 or higher, depending if they got special needs. You have to be active. See, my kids are my babies. They 30-something and 20-something respectively, but they're going to forever be my babies. Forever. Fuck with them, you fuck with me. That's how that goes. But you have to be active when they can't do for themselves, when they're still under your protection, your roof, your tutelage. You still have to be involved enough to act like you care from the beginning. See, if you didn't care enough from the beginning, it'll cause people to say, well, what you want me to do at the end, like where we are now. But let's get to these questions that I got real quick. To die like that. She had a date with death. That person who she went to meet up with had bad intentions, in my opinion. And you don't know, she could have been fighting with somebody. See, these girls today, they're not a man or a woman enough to just walk up to you and square up and go blow for blow. Now they got to get a gun. They got to get a knife. Hell, they got to come 5, 6, 10 deep to fight one person. It ain't like it used to be back in the day. Yeah, it ain't like that no more. They do some real scandalous stuff these days. So one of my questions was, have you contacted the right people? When I say the right people, if you were to think about, why did his name just leave me? The black man with the fireproof hair, not fireproof, looked like Mr. Heatmiser. Al Sharpton, and I can't think of the other man with the bad hair. Have you contacted the right organizations to help you, right? See, because if you went to church, your church would help rally around you, and they would reach out to other congregations, as well as some nonprofit organizations and other people that are put in place to help you with these type of things, the NAACP, da. If you were on the PTA, you get people in your PTA group would get with the school and the school districts and other parents, and they would see, if you at the job, if you got a job and you're working, and then your coworkers, look, all I'm saying is, if you're involved with your child and you're involved with your community, it's no way you would not have enough people, places, power, and things rallying up with you on this case. Again, I'm not casting no judgment, no blame, but we talking about facts. Because see, where I'm from, all of them people and some, the coach, the gym teacher, the music teacher, the bikini teacher, the track teacher, hell, it'll be a gang of them rallying around you, supporting you. I'm just trying to get an understanding. Have you contacted the right people? Okay, my next question. Do you have your proper documentation? Because see, look, she passed during the pandemic. Let's just keep staying on the facts. She passed during the pandemic. They stressed out about all of these different mixes and transformations and transitionings and these morphisms and all of the things that's going on, and you know, they not letting people go to the hospital because of this bug, right? So there was a time that they wouldn't even let you gather for a funeral. You could not even bury your peoples, right? So I haven't heard any reports of where they are now. That happened on the 8th. Today is the 21st. Might as well be, it's the 20th. That's 12 days. See, black people get you buried in about 2-3 days. That's all. They don't need no lot of time. Well, hold on, I'm lying. Hold on. I got it twisted. Let me fix that. White people, you have to bury in 2-3 days, because they'll start changing colors and start stinking and doing all kind of thing. But you know, black people, get them about a week. They get you buried in about a week. That was the 8th. A week from the 8th would have been the 15th. So we're going on 2 weeks. There's no need for her to still be outside the ground. But again, I haven't found any of that. I know they had a vigil that Tuesday night. They had a vigil for her. But do you have the proper documentation? Do you have your date, your death certificate, the cause of death, and all of the things? You know, do you have paperwork from the police department saying what they found, what's being looked at, what, you know, this type of thing? You know, do you have an attorney or somebody with a legal background that is helping to advise you of what to do next? You done lost a child. Your child was murdered and thrown out like trash. Okay? Have they pinpointed the time of death? Because see, pinpoint the time of death would tell them to go over to the Valero, over to the Exxon, or the Gulf Stream, and pull their cameras and see what car pulled up on the freeway right about then and dumped the body out. You understand what I'm saying? Or else the Valero or the Gulfstream or the Exxon will have the camera footage of showing somebody walking up carrying something, a big something wrapped in a blanket or whatever, which when they found her, she wasn't wrapped in no blanket. But we talking about what the cameras might find. The cameras might find somebody walking up to dump a body. See, the date of death, about the estimation of the date of death, will tell them what to look, what time to scan them cameras, what to look for. See, we keeping it on facts. We keeping it on facts. This the first time you heard of her? Did you get to see her pictures that I put up? There's something strange going on. It's something strange and ain't nobody talking about it. So we're going to keep on with these questions that I got so you can see how strange I think it is. And see, when I start listening and thinking and paying attention and studying and vetting stuff like this, see, I have to change the cape. I have to go to a scheming, a darker place and try to think like a fucking sociopath to make this stuff make sense. So in this case, the next question is, have you had anybody in the legal field to advise you? Have they looked at the docs? Okay. Did y'all find any new information? You want me to put her pics back up, Ben, so you can see her? You know, was there any new developments or any new information to the case? Are y'all working closely with the detectives? You know, is somebody telling you what to do, trying to guide you through the system, you know, getting access to people and information that you as a civilian may not be able to be provided? And if there was new information provided, would that information paint a bad light on the deceased? See, because see, people who don't care and don't give a damn, they done looked at her Facebook, her Instagram, her Twitter, and her Tumblr, and her all of her gab, dabs, babs, babs, cabs, scabs, and paps. They done look just the same way I did, because y'all ain't even took it down. See? 2 weeks later, y'all ain't took her shit down, and she got a whole video up over there, flashing a gun and talking shit. See, if you ain't asking the right questions, getting the right information, you may miss the fact that she had an online beef with somebody, and she was flousing, she was fronting, shaking and baking on there, playing with their gun, but sending a coded message to the enemy that's sitting up here watching her public page. This 16-year-old, that 16-year-old that got killed. This 16-year-old who left to go to a party to meet somebody on the internet. That I bet. Look, do you know what a party was? How did she get there? Was it any adult supervising the party? What time did it start and what time did it end? Who else was there? Was any of her friends there by any chance? Any relatives? Did she have a problem with anybody? See, these are the type of questions that I got that I guess most people wouldn't ask. You checking on your laptop? Okay. Thank you, Lady K. When you find out, tell me. When I find out, I'll tell you. Because who do that? Especially during this time frame right now. I told y'all a long time ago. I told y'all in 2020 crime was going to go up. Why did I tell you that? Because crime was already bad when you could walk around with a full butt naked ass face. Now they're demanding that you mask up. So if the city and the state is telling you to put on a mask, then to some people, that's giving them permission to go out and commit crimes. Because you can't identify them. Why not? Because they had on the mask, dark clothes, a hood, and a cap, and all of the things, gloves on their hands, and I ain't get to see shit. See, we said this back in 2020. And it ain't no disrespect, Lady K. It's all facts, baby. Who do this? Who do that? See? Because if somebody out there knows something, but y'all ain't asking the right questions to the right people at the right time, getting information while it's still fresh in everybody's mind, you may not understand that it may paint a bad light on your child. And that's why nobody's talking, because who wants to say anything negative about A person that's no longer amongst us. Who do that? Where they do that at? See? Instead, you finna murky up the waters by coming up here talking about what some ain't nobody doing and ain't nobody rallying around you. Shit, where I come from, shit, you don't get them some questions quick. Next thing you'll find out is you'll start getting a whole bunch of 911 calls where somebody done got stomped the fuck out all over the goddamn city and the state because somebody trying to get some answers by any means necessary. If you want to, you better go get it. That's how they do where I come from. You fuck around and don't come up with some good answers and some good answers kind of quick, baby. People will start taking things into their own hands, and you wouldn't like that. You wouldn't like it. Now you're looking for some other criminals who kill somebody they damn near did, but now you done stop focusing on the person that passed on and start focusing on the one that's out here stomping people out. That's what you're more concerned with, right? You're more concerned with why they stomping people out because they trying to get the answers that you can't seem to get, and you taking your time with it. See, most of these people out here is punks and pussies. If you step up to their ass, they're gonna run their mouth like a faucet. Now that's the reality of it. Killing around cars out through the roof, and yes, we said this in 2020 that this was gonna happen. Now everybody's so shocked and seemed like everything's so crazy. If you was reading your Bible, the Bible done prophesied quite a few things. And the people on social media that's picking up on the books and the broadcast and all of this, they're predicting it too. You didn't believe fat meat was greasy? You didn't believe fat meat was greasy. This little girl did her thing. Whatever she was doing, she had rare freedom. Can you imagine how much freedom she had? I mean, if you didn't get any backlash about wanting to go to an anonymous party with a miscellaneous person that you and nobody else don't know, and you didn't get no backlash from that, your brother wasn't forced to go, you wasn't forced to go with a cousin, did nobody take no steps? I mean, how much freedom did you have before the party then? Because, baby, whoever you was talking to sure said some sweet nothings to get you to come out there butt naked with no backup to meet somebody that you don't even know that you've been talking to on the internet. Because, see, my next question is, was it anything that could have prevented this from happening? I think we done spoke on quite a few things. Really. We done spoke on quite a few things that could have been done. And again, I'm not putting that gun up here because I want to leave this video up. So see, we knew that she was happy and she was happy-go-lucky with the camera. We knew that, somewhere, somehow, somebody was saying something that did not appeal to her liking. And she flipped the bird and posted it online for the hater, the ops, and the enemy to see on her public profile. Y'all not watching her social media and nobody ain't paying no attention? Ain't nobody looking or listening? I'm just asking. I got this from Instagram. I don't think the news story. Hang on. Here it go. Hang on. Here's the news story. I'll play this.
More questions and answers tonight about the murder of Tioni Theus. She's a 16-year-old whose body was found on the side of the 110 freeway a day ago. And tonight, we're hearing from Tioni's family.
Christina Gonzalez live for us in South LA. Christina.
The family, this happened 11 days ago when you think about it, and the family knows little more than they did back then, so they have concerns that there isn't the kind of outrage or resources being put into an investigation of really what is in essence a 16-year-old girl shot in the neck and left on a really busy freeway. Watch.
It's horrible. You know, I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
Rashida Kinsey talking about the death of her cousin, Tioni Theus. The 16-year-old's body was found near the Manchester on-ramp to the 110 freeway in South LA on January 8th.
We didn't know, like, what happened to her, if she, you know, was hit by the car on the freeway, and then that's when they let us know that she was shot. So that was devastating to find out that Tioni was shot. Like, oh my God.
I really miss her the most. She used to be like funny and fun at the same time.
Her dad owns a shop down in Inglewood. She was last seen with her dad. She was picked up by a young lady that still haven't came forward, that picked her up that Friday night saying that they went to a party. What type of situation was she in that someone would even shoot her?
She explains that Tioni's mother is recuperating at an assisted living facility from a serious hit and run. Tioni, who had been involved in golf and doing well in Centennial High School, didn't take it well.
Once that happened, it was unbearable. She didn't know how to take it. She was a straight A student before this happened to her with her mom, you know, and that's why I'm standing here today, because Teresa's not able to.
So family members have been holding vigils where even LAPD Chief Moore is asking for help.
She has people who loved her, people who cared for her, but we also know that there's those that took her life, and we're asking the public to step forward.
But again, it's not LAPD investigating this, it's actually CHP. We have reached out to them trying to find out more about what's happening with the investigation. In the meantime, the family hoping the girl who invited this young woman out to the party will come forward. I'm Christina Gonzalez in South Los Angeles. Back to you in the studio.
No, I was saying butt naked with no backup. Like she ain't had no knife, no mace, no gun. I'm sorry, hold on. No backup, no friend, no knife, no gun, no mace. That type of backup. That butt naked was what I was talking about. Not her being butt naked, but that she didn't have nobody. Yeah, she didn't have nobody. Well, and see that's another thing. Hang on real quick. Yeah, no, that's what I meant when I said butt naked with no backup. Here's the thing. If she was staying with this woman, but last seen with her dad, then how do you know she was going to the party to meet a friend from the internet? See, the person that she told that to, the first thing they should have said was, no, ma'am, not tonight. They better see you at the mall tomorrow. No, ma'am, in the daytime. Nope. Let me drive you so I can meet this person. You see, she's sitting up talking about the girl that picked her up hasn't come forward. That girl could have been a shit starter in the mix of some mess between that girl and somebody else. And she was the one, you know, people like to see mess. They like to see people in misery. They like to see people get hurt, get messed up, lose their home, lose their job, lose their kids. People have got a sick, twisted sense of humor. They appeal to this kind of shit. And unfortunately, a lot of it has flowed down to their kids. Now, it's a blessing that her daddy is alive and she knows who he is and she spent time with him. Hell yeah, it is an absolute blessing. But the reality of it is, this girl Didn't say nothing about the going to the party to meet a friend at the internet, off the internet. But she also didn't bother to make whoever was picking her up come in the house and ask her, girl, listen, back in my day, it wasn't no just picking up, scooping up, no curbside pickup outside the house. That wasn't how they got down. You got to come in the house so somebody can see you. And baby, let me tell you something. Don't let it be somebody from the opposite sex trying to take me out of that. Child, half my whole family tree, my whole family bloodline will be sitting up in there playing cards, cooking, drinking, and all of the things. Honey, when he pull up, he got to get out the car, come knock on the door. Then he got to come all the way in the house so that everybody can see him and give him the third degree and ask him 20 questions plus, is he a virgin? All of the things, baby. Meanwhile, my auntie or my uncle got my cousin and saying, you know him? Yeah, I know him from school, daddy. Well, who is his peoples? Where they live at? You know, they getting information. So if you leave, they know where to go look, who to go look for if you don't come back. But these days, they let these kids just do whatever. Nobody tries to take precautions. So see, like I said before, did y'all find any new information? And if you found new information, did it shed a bad light on this girl? And that's why nobody ain't jumping or rallying behind them. See, mama in the hospital recuperating from a car accident. Daddy got a business down the street. God is good. You still got him in your life. And you're living with somebody else where a family member speaks highly of you. He, say you was funny and fun and all of the things, bless his heart. Holding your picture up. Them people love you, but you're a child. Certain questions got to be asked. Certain things have to be accounted for and taken seriously before they let you guys go out and do whatever you want. You can't tell me that she wasn't into it with somebody for somebody to have shot her and dropped her like trash. Now, we ain't heard nothing about whether or not she had been violated. We ain't heard nothing about that. At least I haven't. Let me go back a page and through the search engine and see what else if anybody updated anything. ABC 7 reported them demanding justice. But they're claiming no answers. They still don't have answers. So is that a case where you don't have answers because they don't have enough boys in blue to investigate, or the boys in blue that are working are upset because they lost so other many sisters and brothers in blue due to mandates? Or could it be that the boys in blue was kind of somewhat defunded? I mean, why are there no answers? Because, if you really want to think about it, I can go back and look up George Floyd's niece, the one who got shot, and the 911 was called at 3:00 and they didn't show up at 7:00. We can go back over there and look and see, do they have any new developments? Do they have any answers? And see what the similarities could be. I promise you it'll be commentary. I promise you it'll be commentary. Are we back going to the racist stage again? Are the boys in blue starting to be racist because why? A lot of the Black people have chosen to stand in their beliefs and nothing has happened to them because they didn't comply with the mandate. What are you trying to reduce the number of people to go to jail? Like what? I got a video now. I'm waiting to finish uploading. The first one I chose the wrong video, but I'm uploading for my members to tell you what we really out here fighting for. And that's why I sit on pins and needles. But to see senseless death like this, she left to go to a party to meet a friend from the internet, and look, all their bases is covered. They don't know who she went with, probably don't know where she went. Don't know what time it happened. Don't know if the gas station had the camera information, had they given it to. Listen, when you have an event in your life, it's okay to break down and be weak for a minute. But in a minute, you're going to have to dust yourself off, get up, get off your ass, and go start pounding pavement trying to get some answers for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Shortage of BN is possible. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it could be a number of things. But as I scroll through the list of articles, everybody's saying there's no new developments. Do y'all know when she died? Let me go back to that article one more time and see did it say about when she died. I think it said when they found her. And this article didn't even say. We still don't know. Wait, when was this article done? This article here was done today at 10:49 a.m. Let me go back over here and show y'all. Okay, now if you see, try to make it a little bit bigger for you. You see right there? I know it's a delay, child. January 20th. It was written 10:49 this morning and updated at 4:25 this evening, right? So this is the most recent. And as you can see right here, it says, we still don't know more than we did 11 days ago, said Rashida Kinsey, who has been spearheading outreach to media asking for help. The media not finna go out and help search for nobody. The media is not fixing to go out and try to solve the case for you. The media is not going to spend days and nights knocking on doors and asking questions. That's what the church does. That's what the PTA, the school members, the Masons, that's what y'all not affiliated with y'all don't go to church. Y'all ain't involved in the PTA, the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts. Ain't nobody running track, playing cheerleading. Who is y'all affiliating with out here in the community? Because, see, if you don't have no stance in the community, you SOL, partner. And that's real talk. You're not involved in any, what I would like to call average or church. Damn, church. Platform nowhere, not the school, the church. You're not involved in no organizations that can have your back, then you're in trouble. See, if you're not involved or engaged with community organizations and affairs, then you are not engaged in your community. You're living your life la-di-da, 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 la-di-da. You ain't putting nothing in, you ain't getting nothing out. We're talking facts. We ain't talking opinions. These happen to be facts. You ain't got no church home, no pastor, no choir director. You ain't got the kitchen chef. You ain't got the treasurer. You ain't got the maintenance man. You don't know the nurse at the school. You don't, you not tied nowhere. And the one people that like to spin the narratives, you depending on them to do what again? Maybe I missed it. Here you go. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. So you can see what this say right here. Theus was last seen January 7th by her dad. Her dad was the last person to see her. When she told him she was meeting a friend to go to a party. The 16-year-old had been staying with her dad since her mother was placed in an assisted living facility to cooperate from a serious hit and run. She wasn't living with that lady. She was living with her daddy. Now, I guess I would automatically think that that's daddy's little girl and that he would ask some questions or try to chaperone or try to be the one to drop off so he can say where he dropped off or where he picked her up. You know, that's when you get a little girl's a deadline. I'm going to drop you off at 7 o'clock, be ready to come home at 9:30. If you ain't did it in 2.5 hours, bitch, you ain't going to do it. We're going to get ready to go. And don't make me get out the car and come in there to get you. I'm going to embarrass you. See, that's the state I come from. That's where I come from. Ha! Coming in and embarrass you and everybody that fuck with you. Baby, they're coming in and tear it up. But daddy didn't do this. Daddy let you go way over somewhere else where you could probably change clothes and leave as you will. You don't know. He don't know who picked you up. He don't know where you went. He don't know who you was with. She don't know who picked you up. Nobody don't. See, this is where we fall short. And then instead of you going out to the community, and do you know I'd rather go out and ask the man that run the computer shop up the street than to go to the media and ask him for 1 red cent? The media, we already know what the media do. Them ain't your friends, girl. They don't care nothing about you, but you want to go to them and talk about other people while they're not in an uproar, in an outrage about what happened. Who is you? They don't know you. You're not doing nothing with them for them to know you. Here they go, straight A student, according to her family members, who loved dance and was pretty good at golf, started hanging out with friends her dad didn't know. That's all the more reason for me to tell you, you can't go right there. I don't know about y'all. It was an Instagram friend, he told investigators, that she was supposedly going to a party with on Friday before her body was found. Who does this to a 16-year-old girl, leaving her dumped on the side of the freeway like garbage? They reached out to CHP. What CHP gonna do? Because their job is to catch people on the highway, stop cars on the highway. They're not gonna be going along the side of the freeway, depending on where the body was. Now, if they pulled over to the emergency ramp, got out the trunk and throw it over the edge, and she'll be somewhere near between the top and the middle of that hill on the edge of the freeway. But CHP not gonna leave that freeway to go investigate nothing, because that's out of their jurisdiction. If they got to chase you off the freeway before you hit that exit, they got to be calling into the main 911, telling them he getting local. We need local PD to help. We're on 3rd and Manchester going south. I mean, come on now. They're going to stay with them until local police get there, but they can't try to engage, run them off the road, tell them to stop. They got to sit back and let local come through and do their thing. See, people, what you don't know can kill you. I've said that. No, nobody expects you to specialize in everything. Nobody expects you to have all of the answers to everything. Nobody expects that. But we expect to have some information if you're going to try to talk about everybody that ain't saying nothing, but you don't even know nothing. So you have to be careful how you go at people and how you feel people are doing or not doing for you. Because, see, you didn't really do a lot. And again, I said this was going to be controversial from the beginning. I mean, no harm, step on nobody's toes. I'm not casting no blame. I'm not slinging no judgments. Well, we just talking about the facts. 16 years old, you like to dance, you pop locking and dropping with all the rest of them and twerking and bending over and doing all of that. Nigga, you ain't going nowhere at night by your motherfucking self. Either I'm going or your cousin going. Y'all leave together, y'all come back together. That's how we get down. I'm going to need to meet who picking you up. Matter of fact, let me drive you the way y'all going so I know where to come if you call me and say you need me to come get you. I already know where I'm coming to. It's certain things you got to know as a parent, and it's not unheard of for a dad to not have that type of mentality with a child. Why? Because she's been with her mama all her life. The only reason she with her dad is because her mama got hit by a car and she recovering. That's the only reason. So we don't expect a daddy to be super protective unless you're daddy's girl. If you're daddy's baby girl, you're daddy's favorite. Then no, it wouldn't have never went down that way. So Lady K said earlier she don't think they knew. Yeah, they knew. She told Daddy. Daddy was the last one to see her leave. But no, there's not a lot of outcry. Because had I not run up on the story, I hadn't heard nothing about it either. And it happened right here in my around my peeps. I remember hearing something about them throwing somebody on the side of the road, but I didn't think nothing about it. A lot of times I read the caption and I won't listen or read the whole thing. But it's not a big upcry, my love, because it's a lot of pieces that are missing to the puzzle. You don't have no information to get them and you expect them to go out and come out with all kind of information. That ain't how it works. You got to give them something to go with. You ain't got nothing to give them. They ain't got no time to spend on it. That's how it works. You get, and here's where it get real crazy. You just had a serious event in your life that affected your family. My next question is, what organization will you start working with so that you have support the next time? Will you start going to church? Will you start praying? Will y'all join the Girl Scout, Boy Scout? Will y'all start, meeting the coaches and the PTA? How are you going to engage with the community? See, if you ain't getting nothing, you ain't getting nothing. Have you gone to help anybody else who lost their kids? See, if she had some real friends, her friends would be running around here talking and telling everything they know. Even to the part where they said, well, her and Bethany, they didn't like each other. Her and Brittany didn't like her either. They had said they was going to jump her. But I don't know who part was it? It was that new boy, Jerome. He just moved in. And their mouth would be, mouth almighty, tongue everlasting, baby. They will be spitting all of the truth. Hey, I'm everywhere. They will be spitting everything they know. But ain't no kids coming forward. The girl that picked her up ain't coming forward. Baby, they plotted and planned this shit. Now everybody got to be quiet so that nobody get caught. You give nothing, you get nothing. And it's unfortunate that it had to be at the hands of a 16-year-old child. Father God, we come to you as humble as we know how. Father, please put a peace over this family, Lord. Give them some answers and resolve, Lord. Teach them lessons that they've never thought about, Father. In Jesus' name we pray, amen, and thank God. Baby, rest in peace, young queen. You probably went far before your time. And we've talked about getting to know your kids. No, we're not going to do that. We've talked about having boundaries. We've talked about knowing your kids' patterns enough to know when they start changing, you need to start walking, talking, peeking, looking, and asking some questions. See, somebody that's always out on the porch talking on their phone, across the street talking to the neighbor, hanging out in the garage playing games. Somebody that's usually always out and about. When they start going in their room, staying all the time, your ass needs to start peeking through the goddamn door to see what's keeping them locked up in the room. Is it somebody on the internet? Have somebody climb through the window and it's a whole dude in your bed, or a woman, and a girl, or boy, or whatever in the bed? What is she doing? Is she sad? Is she depressed? Somebody bothering you, baby? What's wrong? Why are you in your room all the time? Why are you not going out? Baby, she'd be like, would you just get the hell out of my face and leave me alone? I will be in there giving her the grill. I want to know everything. What color panties she had on yesterday, and what color she got on tomorrow, and what time do Miss Mary show up once a month? What day is her day? You need to be looking at all of that, paying attention to all of that. But her dad was so tuned out, he was busy doing his own thing. So he let it tuned out from the kids. He didn't think about it twice, didn't ask no questions. That woman didn't think about it twice, didn't ask no questions. Y'all don't know nothing. Ain't nobody coming forward with nothing. And y'all expect the police to come up with everything. I'm not defending the police at all. What I'm saying is that you get what you give. You give nothing, you get nothing. That's just what it is. And it's going to be fortunate if you keep getting on camera talking about what the organizations are not doing and what this one ain't doing and why this one ain't did this and why that one. Have you went to them individually and asked them? Have you took the case of the documentation of the paperwork that you got? Have you taken it to them and told them what you got and asked for help? Where can you go for help? Do you have any money for a donation form to incentivize them to help you? Listen, everything ain't free. It used to be air and water. Then start charging us for the water and the air we ain't doing too well on right now. That's just the reality of it. So be tuned in to your kids and what's going on, because baby, meeting a person on the internet could mean a whole bunch of things, and the priority could mean bad things for them, especially if they're on the internet fighting and fussing with people. People done doxed your house. They know where you live. Now they're gonna set you up to come to a party and you never make it back. And listen, they didn't just shoot her. They shot her and threw her over. Man, you ain't gonna be able to tell me she wasn't fighting with somebody and that this shit was playing and set up. You ain't gonna be able to tell me that. If she had any real friends in school, they would be telling everything. Ain't nobody saying nothing. What do they tell you? She was fighting with somebody probably popular. Them pictures with the middle finger, the pictures with the video with the gun. I'm not showing that video over here. That gun to get you struck for real. But her page is up. You can go over there and look at it. Just look up her name. It's in the title of this video. You can go over there and see. You can go right on over there and see her popping, locking, dropping, dancing with the gun, showing it all in the thing, talking her shit, giving the middle finger, pointing her fingernails. She got her hair done. She got to go shopping. I think she even might have had her nails done. She wearing weave. She's growing up like a young 16-year-old should grow up. But baby, hold up. Talking about a party at the nighttime with somebody I don't know. No, that's a negative. Negative, Scotty. We cannot engage. We cannot engage. Will Robinson said no. No. We cannot engage. She can't go. So that's the story that the people are still looking for answers on. We're going to pray about it. I will not be revisiting it because deep in my spirit, I do feel like maybe some of the information that hasn't come out is because it would put a bad light on her and she's not here with us anymore. So mama said, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Shut your mouth. So maybe that's why a lot of the information hasn't come out, because again, it will paint a bad light on her, and that's not something that you would normally do. But it would be unfortunate that whatever was in her background or whatever bad light was painted on her, she's still somebody's child. And if you can't stand up and fight her one-on-one, then leave her alone. But you know what? It seems like miserable people like misery, because they'll argue and fight with people and know they can't take it. They can't take what they dish. And they'll keep getting on there looking for more and responding and saying something and responding and going back and forth. Nobody has time to spend all of that negative energy fighting with somebody back and forth on the internet. I don't. It's too much. And shit like this happens all the time. People get set up for the kill. And it may come out in the summertime. Somebody somewhere will say the wrong thing. But right now they're focused on other things. And I wanted to take us in the underground, but maybe tomorrow. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you. If you wouldn't mind, please give a thumbs up on the video. Get us in the algorithm. I appreciate you very much. I hope you enjoyed the story. I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to let you guys have it. Shout out to all my bosses, all my street runners, my cave dwellers, replay gang supporters, subscribers, and allies. Y'all have a blessed night. I hope you're stocked up on necessities, and we'll catch you later.